Three, two, one.
Here we go!
Hello there, welcome to another exciting episode of We Talk, your go-to source for the latest news and events happening in and around Windhoek. I am Aurelia Afrikanen, very much thrilled to be with you guys today. But as you know, we have a lot of things lined up for you today. But we will start with Talk of the Town so that you guys can be informed about what's happening in and around Windhoek. So do stay tuned. Festus Mulango, Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber of Mines in Namibia, shares his excitement about upcoming annual Mining Expo set for August 5th, 6th and 7th this year, running over 3 days for the first time since its exhibition in 15 years ago.
Now, on the Mining Expo and Conference, we are proud to inform through you, the nation, that this event, once again, everything is in place. We are all systems go, and again we are set to undertake and to host a yet another very successful event. This year, we've made a change. It's going to take place within the course of 3 days instead of 2 days. And again, that was the feedback that we got over the years. And last year, it grew a lot louder. And it is actually true. It's a lot of effort. If you've seen the quality of our stands are world class. It's a lot of effort that goes into putting up all that big event, and obviously then it is actually sad that then you put up an event, you open today and tomorrow you're closing, you're dismantling. So it was felt, let's have 3 days, then we've got more days for engagement, for networking, and I think that decision, going forward, this is now standard practice. And then that is on the 5th, 6th and 7th. This time it's going to be on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Ministry of Health and Social Service, in partnership with World Health Organization, WHO, is hosting a 3-day workshop from the 14th till the 18th of July 2025, aimed at engaging Parliament on tobacco control and alcohol policy. The objective is to equip parliamentarians with evidence-based tools to support impactful interventions.
To say no, we cannot afford to say we have other priorities that are more important, because this is important, particularly when it comes to the priorities of healthcare, the incidence of tobacco and alcohol abuse, and the importance of tax reforms is something that I'm very passionate about. I just believe tax them, tax them, tax them. If they want to drink, tax them. If they want to use alcohol, tax them. Tax them, tax them. Why? Because the burden on our healthcare system is very heavy. That's what we don't speak about. Yes. I was fortunate to work at Katra Hospital. I worked at Windhoek Central, I worked at Onanjokwe, I worked at Oshakati Hospital. I've worked at both mental health units, Oshakati as well as the one here in Windhoek. So I've been everywhere. And then I've also worked in various district hospitals. But I want to say something very boldly. I would like to say, these are not proven statistics, no, but I would like to say that a majority of cases that I dealt with when I was practicing were in some way or other related to alcohol and tobacco. That's the truth. Right? So if you deal with chronic illnesses and you're talking about liver disease, chronic liver disease, and we saw a lot of it at Onanjokwe Hospital, a lot of it. A lot of the patients that were coming in were due to, and mind you, a lot of the times we talk about alcohol, we only think it's the formal things that you put in the shops. There's also the other things that we don't speak about, right? In the villages where that's all they have, they drink themselves, they come to the hospital, they have ascites, I treat them therapeutically, they go back, they come back after a few months, and it's a repeated cycle. And then the other things such as the abuse oftentimes has a substance component to it. A lot of the times when we sit there, the interns at Qatar Hospital will tell you the worst time to be there is on a Friday at the end of the month. Why? Because people drink and then they come. And mind you, we only talk about the violence that happens outside. Nobody talks about the violence that happens at the hospital, where healthcare workers even sometimes feel their safety is threatened. These are things that are happening every day, where people come and they stab someone and they want to continue the fight at the hospital. These are things that are happening on a day-to-day basis. So that's why I say, if they want to drink, you tax them.
The Communications Regulatory Authority of Namibia, CRAN, hosted a validation workshop on the regulatory impact assessment of infrastructure sharing regulations in the capital. The workshop aims to evaluate the current infrastructure sharing framework and engaging stakeholders on proposed regulatory improvements.
Like many countries around the world, is quickly repositioning itself to become a digitally transformed nation. Digital transformation is on the lips of all Namibians, whether it's in the public sector or in the private sector. And for us as a regulator, we are keenly assessing the framework to see what are those aspects that we need to focus on that will propel the digital transformation agenda. And I believe you would all agree with me when we say digital infrastructure or the deployment of digital infrastructure is a key catalyst for digital transformation. And this is why it is important for us to have conversations around not only the deployment of infrastructure, but also the sharing of this infrastructure, because it is a catalyst for digital transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, today's workshop centers on Exposed Riyadh, conducted by CRAN with the assistance of TMG, but also the support of the International Telecommunications Union.
WV Manufacturing. Established in 2013, WV Manufacturing, a proudly Namibian-owned company, focuses on innovation and quality in the construction industry. Aims to provide cost-effective, high-quality roofing solutions for all income groups. Specializes in lightweight steel, LWS, building technology and roofing solutions. Offers a variety of steel products including wall panels, roof trusses, and brick force. Plays a crucial role in infrastructure development, contributing to schools, hospitals and community center, actively supports local sporting events and emphasizes equal employment opportunities for Namibians.
And now that you guys informed about what's happening in and around Windhoek, we will have a look at a workshop that took place last week at National Theatre of Namibia right here in Windhoek, where comedians, top continental comic talent came together for the Hook Comedy All-Star Show. And what they did was they inspired, gave motivational, and gave tips to local comedy talent here in Namibia, what they can do with the ideas they have, because as some of them outright that there is no space or room for comedy here in Namibia. But Waylene Bakers, a Namibian comedic that is now in South Africa, gave tips because, and what she said was that there is room, there is space. It's just that the comedy, everyone with talent must just take up the space, own the space, and then there will be room, because they might be the future for creating comedy shows. Take ownership, take up. But let's have a look as they introduce themselves.
Everything I've done and I've gotten to myself. So if you are a person who's like, you're tired of waiting for someone to pick you and look for you, I'm going to show you. I've made ad money, I've made content creation money, I've made stand-up money, I've dude, I was in music videos. And there are music videos out there where me. But the point is, and I speak this from a Windhoek child perspective. You think there's no way you can also do it. I am sitting amongst people I looked up to. It can be done. It can be done. So that's all I can remember.
If you move to Africa.
That's what it says.
Hi everyone. So yeah, my name is Tuku Gabiba. I'm a comedy talent manager, agent, producer, promoter. I've been in the entertainment business over 20 years or so. And I think I studied law at university, and then when I knew that I didn't want to be a lawyer, I ended up meeting up with CAGS and ended up being a producer on the Pure Manata show. And it's crazy because it's the first and last TV show that I ever produced. But if anyone knows the Pure Manata show, it's probably, I think it's Kafiso's brainchild and ended up being one of the most groundbreaking television shows, comedy sketch shows ever done, not only in South Africa, but I think across the continent. And it sort of gave birth to a large extent to, almost a renaissance of the comedy industry in South Africa. And I was fortunate enough to be part of that movement because I set up a comedy agency at the time called Podium. And in our stable, we had Kagiso Ledika as our first artist, Boriso Gola, who will be performing this weekend as well, Eugene Koza, Trevor Noah, Stuart Taylor, Conrad, a whole lot of comedians who've gone on to become some of the biggest names in comedy in South Africa and on the continent. And then further to that, I also started the Johannesburg International Comedy Festival, which we ran for about 7-8 years. And then just after COVID, we sold it to a team that is a festival now, Love Africa. So the team who now do Love Africa in Johannesburg are the ones who bought the festival. And I've resurrected my company Podium, but more as a marketing entertainment company. So very active in the marketing and entertainment space, collaborating with talent, with brands, creating content, and so forth for multiple platforms but every now and again, continuing to work in the culture, if you want to put it that way. And I think Houston and Grant gave me a call and were like, listen, we want to do something in Windhoek for the culture, something to sort of maybe stimulate or sort of, inspire the industry, whatever talent is out there, just for us to engage and be able to give back, whether it's in a workshop type format where we can chat and discuss and share sort of our experiences from our respective journeys, and also to put together a really cool comedy show and bring people from all over Windhoek out to sort of enjoy a night of comedy, of engagement and interaction and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think this is how I ended up here, and I'm very excited to be here. And I think through all my work, obviously we're based in South Africa, but we've been fortunate enough, and especially when I was working with comedians, to have worked across the continent, Nigeria, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Uganda, so, and obviously Europe. But I think for me, whenever we are able to engage...
It's crazy. I normally talk a lot, and for the first time I actually don't have that much words. Let me start with this is full circle moment for me. I'm Grant Bowman, by the way. Kid from Maribor, Walvis Bay. I started my career a while ago, and one of those people that kicked it off for me, sitting right there, that gentleman in the red there. Yeah, he is that guy. Come on, give it up.
And for our We Do Business segment, we will have a chat with Alphonse Hater, aka everybody knows him as Lappy's Faith Cut. He is situated all the way in Ochamise. So do have a look as he tells you. And don't say I didn't pluck you, because I always do make sure to pluck you.
My name is Alpha Saita, known as Levis Fate Cuts. I'm from Rundu, Kavango West, at a village called Mpini. I grew up cutting hair using a scissor and then lining up with, the hairline with a bottle. But I never knew I would end up being a barber at the stage where I am. But recently, I'm now in Windhoek, cutting hair using clippers now, no more a scissor. So I am based in Ochomise, here in Windhoek, and I cut hair in town, just by College of Arts. Yeah, actually when I was in Rondo, I usually used to cut people just for fun. It wasn't like something serious. It's like I just used to enjoy doing it. And then I stopped doing it. When I went to high school, that was in town now. I never used to cut people's hair, but after I failed grade 12 in 2017, that's when I came to Windhoek. I started upgrading my subjects, but things did not went well or didn't go well. So I started working in Food Love as a sign writer, but the salary wasn't enough. I stopped, so I quit. From there, then I started cutting in the location in Ochomise, Astilan, Istanbul Street, at a cost of $30, $20. And so the last price was $40. I used to work for someone. Then when I used to work for someone, the price wasn't enough. I asked him to rent a chair. She couldn't one. Then somebody came to me, say she. I used to cut her husband, and then she could see the potential in me, like I can do better than where I was. So she decided to bring me in town. Then in town, I started renting a chair. I could not believe I could finish the rent, but I managed to finish that rent in 2 weeks while I was struggling. But before that, I have to sell my phone that I was having. I had iPhone 6s that I sold on a price of $2,000 just for me to come pay the rent, just in case I don't get clients while I'm still searching. But unfortunately, I earned respect to the clients that I met. Up to date, I managed to pay that rent in 2 weeks. Then from there, that was now 2022, 2023, I moved from the first salon in town. I went to the second one, which I am currently in. And so business is going so far well. I'm not complaining. Yeah, my busy days is actually starting from Wednesday, or let me say Thursday. I get hectic. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. And most of the clients, they book through the link that I created. And some they call. When they call, they make sure they come immediately the time that they booked. Because sometimes, if you're just walking in, you'll be standing in the queue while waiting for others that booked to finish their time before you go in. Yeah, I've been seeing this on Instagram, and I also decided to create my own page with the name that I'm wearing here, which is Levis Fate Cuts. I have that page, and also I have it on TikTok as well. So I always market myself. Yeah, things are going well. I cannot complain since I'm getting clients through those platforms of Instagram and TikTok, and some are referrals. And so for now, maybe it's the salon that I'm with or that I'm renting. It's actually now we have rent out of water. It's actually we don't have water to wash clients. But so far the business is okay. So I can say I've never came across with such complaints from customers like, no, my haircut was bad or something happened that he's not happy with. Because I always make sure I'm someone that always cut approximately about 40 to 50 minutes of one head. I don't rush my work. So maybe that's the thing that makes it a bit perfect, or perfect to say, though nobody's not perfect. Yeah, I know I'll feel bad, but at some point, I haven't come across, or have never experienced that. Like my client moving, it's either with me, it's either my client out of town, if they don't show up, or maybe it's just not the right time for them carrying money. Yeah, my future plans is like to have a salon, my own salon, not renting anymore, but that should be in Windhoek, since it's the capital city. And in town, since it's a CBD. I would like after 5 years from now, I would like to start training my own people to start now doing the business that I'm doing, just like others. Yeah, I have a lot of friends that have been motivating me, that are like still making me keep pushing, like not to give up. They're like, no, what you're doing is a great thing. I've also have other artists in Rundu that was in my village. He's called MG. He always keep motivating me. A lot of times he said, no, the thing that you're doing is a great job, so keep it up. Don't lose hope. We know one day you will make it, and you are making us proud already, so don't give up. To me, there are times where I think if I am tired, I just don't come, but I have to update my clients. I'm not coming or I'm not showing up. That's through my status, but I'm planning to create a group which I'm supposed to involve or put every client of mine, just for them to update them that I'm not showing up. And my resting time, it's not fixed. Even knocking off, I don't have a fixed time. As long as I'm done, then I can go home. The late time that I knock off is 10 o'clock in the evening. Just in case some people, they knock off late and they need that haircut. Maybe tomorrow is going to work or he's traveling. So I just have to make sure he's satisfied, I'm satisfied, just for me not to lose the client as well. They should be trusted as well. Yeah, the message to young kids or to the young youth that are coming behind me is that you should just not give up when you start something. You should just end it. You should end what you started. So, and it needs your perseverance and your consistency for you to reach where you are going. I'm not saying I'm already done, but I'm still going there. I still need to be consistent to what I'm doing. I still have to push. But yeah, I am proud of myself where I am right now.
My name is Levi Nanyeni, and I am a senior forester here at the National Botanical Research Institute. A senior forester, but my title here, I am the curator of the Botanic Garden. So National Botanical Research Institute has got 7 sections, which one, we can say the National Herbarium, we've got the National Botanical Garden, we have a gene bank, we also have vegetation ecology, we have economic botany, we have the library for the reference collections, we have also plant treatment program. Right, so all these 7 sections, they're working together, and in the end, we want to achieve something called plant conservation and inventory. Right, so right now we're going to concentrate on the botanic garden, which also have 3 main components that I actually, as a curator, concentrate on to achieve. The one is plant conservation. Second one could be education, and we also talk about the recreation. Since this is a botanic garden, for the recreation, I've got people, the member of the public come here, they enter the garden for free, they walk in the garden, there are beautiful paths, well maintained, to make sure that people, they don't trip, nothing is causing them harm. In addition, as they walk, some of them, they just walk for therapy. Some of them, they walk to look at the plants that they are interested in terms of study, like students or learners, because most of the plants in the garden, like any other botanic garden, they are labeled, and it gives more of the information. Remember, if you want to do any study regarding plant, what you need first is the scientific name. And us having the National Herbarium here, that just makes our work easier to assign scientific name, because that's where you basically start. Right, so that's a recreation. Now, education, groups from higher learning institutions, from high schools, from primary schools. They all come here to learn about plants, to learn about what we do here. And then the conservation, if you see or if you look into this, we call this desert house, we have most of the representation of plants growing in the desert. We call them succulents. Some of the plants, they are brought in from mines. When they were setting up mines, they have to destroy lots of plants. We have to go there and rescue plants.
And unfortunately, we have come to the end of this week's We Talk episode. I hope you guys had fun. I hope that you guys are informed. And I hope that you guys will book your boy child at Labby's Faith Card. But don't forget to watch We Talk every Thursday on DSTV channel 285 and Go TV channel 25. We are also on oneupload.com. But please do have a lovely weekend ahead.